I'm Richard Warner, and I'm an actor coach.
And I'm Erica Arvold. I'm a producer and a casting director.
And today we're talking about actors and actors training. And we have a very specific question we want to ask Erica. And that is, when and in what ways do you know about an actor's training as they walk into an audition? How's it revealed?
Well, one of the first things one does is, of course, look at the resume. And on the resume, there is a section called training, and you usually have your degree from school or what classes you've taken, etc. But I consider training a bit more holistic than just that one line. I look at all of the plays that you've done. I've looked at the directors of those plays, where those plays were, as well as, of course, all the film and television that you also have and maybe commercials on there. And I think that every bit of training, even being an extra, understanding a set, knowing how it works, knowing the very basic nuances of film production, meaning everything can change at any minute, that counts as training in my book.
Very much so. People ask me this all the time, as I've been a trainer in an academic situation for a number of years now. What does training do for you? Formal training. And so many of my students say, oh, my dream, and if I only could get to a prestigious school. And I'll name a few, because we all know them, a Juilliard or a Yale or an NYU, because they have a track record of impeccable training and they put people into the business that work. Well, what does training do for us? I think there's a couple things. It can really do a deep and connected study vocally for you, physically for you. Those are the two gifts of training. And then the final one is exposing you to different forms of, in this case, theater, genres. And boy, can that help if you're doing, Erica right now is casting a lot of historical stuff. So if you have experience, as she points out, some sense of that world, have studied it, know sort of the social mores of it, know why certain dress happens, so that means the carriage that you must be in, you can carry that into an audition. I think that's where training really shows. That's why I think good, skillful, experienced actors are trained that way. That's something that a program can give you in a really compact way that you can pick up in other ways, just by being a good observer. You don't have to go and spend a lot of money in a training program to do that. It just gives you that in a nice, compact, guided, mentored way.
Exactly, and once you get in the room, you can certainly scan the resume, and you might know people. Like I went to DePaul University, which is another place that has a really fantastic training program. And so then I'll have a conversation with someone if they went through it, because I understand it as a theater studies major, not as an acting major, and and when I see Juilliard, of course, I go, oh wow, then I know kind of the realm that they have been trained. But that doesn't mean that that actor is going to be a better performer in this audition. And I always know that. I just know that they have a bunch of different tools. They have a full toolbox. That's really what it means to me. And so, and it also depends on, commercial actors. If I'm casting a commercial, I shouldn't say commercial, when I'm casting a commercial, it's a really different set of tools that that actor uses compared to if I need a new series regular on a television show. That it's very, very different.
I also think training does this. Is this true, Erica? It makes for efficiency not only in the audition, but also on the set. And this is what casting directors and directors are looking for. That a good, well-trained actor can be not only efficient at how he or she gets to a moment, but also can repeat it. It's about those two things, so that you can, if you have somebody that has a sense of studying scripts and knows how to do that with some repeatability, a well-trained actor can reveal their training in those wonderfully significant ways when you're on the set and when you're in audition.
Well, exactly, and I think that also the conversation that might be had when you're auditioning and the questions that you ask and what your process is, which is what the point of the audition is, it's then my job to ascertain whether that ability is going to be repeatable and efficient on set, that you're going to deliver again and again. And I always just call it delivery, and that's a very common term. And a director will say, "Can they deliver?" And I'll say, "I am confident they can deliver," and that's usually when someone is a little bit less seasoned. that's the question that comes up, and then I have to really use my instinct. And I mean, I'm kind of the one that's putting my, self on the line there to say, no, that actor will deliver. And then if they don't, I'm the one who gets the call. But if they, 99.9% of the time, of course they do, and it's a chance, and everyone wants. No director or producer that I've ever met doesn't want to give someone a shot at something when they're great. When they end up not getting it in the end, which does sometimes happen, it's because, okay, the weather conditions are this, we're going to have this much time to shoot it, we have to have a 100% sure thing. And and sometimes that's what makes the decision. And other times people say, you know what, let's take a shot, let's do it.
Well, I think what we're saying in summation is that this is an experiential craft that we use.
Yes.
The more we practice it, the more we do it. It's great to be able to have the training so that the practice has been focused and concentrated in 2 or 3 years of study. You can cobble that together yourself by going to an urban setting or studying with somebody for repeatedly. And I'll leave with this and see if you want to add. And I tell my students this, is that there's a quote of Stanislavski's that I really enjoy, because it makes a lot of sense to me as I observe actors these years that I've coached them. He used to tell his classes that what an actor must do in training is to take what's difficult and to make it habitual. But once you've made it habitual, it's not over. You take the habitual and you make it easy. And then finally, you even work harder to make that easy become beautiful. So your journey is from the difficult to the habitual to the easy to the beautiful. And many actors are content to stay right there in the easy. They figure their job is done. It takes a lot of effort and practice and experience to move it to the beautiful. And the beautiful is that consistent emotional connection to the script and the life of the character.
It is, and bringing something that is surprising and surprises everyone. I think that's the difference. But I think that more than anything, training is experience, and experience is everything in this business.